Well, hi everyone. Just a little short video, let everyone know that we are back and we are doing okay with no problems. This was a picture of the day that the river had crested. I'm standing at the road looking down towards the road that turns off to go to my house. I mean, way here in the background you can see the street sign that goes up on the road I live on, and this kind of gives you an idea of just how much water was out around the parts where I live. I mean, just the water itself caused us from being away from the house for close to 2 weeks. Couldn't get there, couldn't check on things, couldn't do nothing. Luckily, you know, the water never made it up to my house. Where I live is actually about 14 foot above this highway, and down around where my road is, it was probably about 1.5 foot, 2 foot across the highway down there. This is kind of a zoomed in shot with the camera I was using. You can see my street sign here, and it's about 1.5 foot of water across there. It's gotten pretty deep, and you can see the water goes all the way back. That's probably close to about 3/4 of a mile. And mostly what we had was wind damage. As you can see, various shingles tore off the house, and the only thing I have at the moment for patching is black shingles. So I've been going up there and tearing off the old ones and putting these black ones on, temporary. I am waiting on some settlements, hopefully, that might come in and go ahead and replace and redo the whole roof. So, you know, only got just enough out of it now to do some patchwork. This one area of the house, you can see where there was actually a lot of water had blowed up into the shingles, and just various shingles that are missing here and there. That wind was really tough. Now this part is on the north side of my house. This is where the wind was actually blowing the hardest from. And there's another A roof here on the side, and you can see we lost some material on the roof. So the night of the hurricane, I was up there putting plastic over top of this because we found water running into one of the front bedrooms. And you can see here in one of the bedrooms where the rainwater had come right on through and had put a hole in the roof. Several places in the front walls up on the roof that are water damaged. Now this ceiling here is actually in one bedroom where that piece of material blowed off. And looking up there, you can actually see daylight through those holes in the roof. Looks like the roof is patched up. I still got all this other work and all these ceilings to fix. I've got to cut about a 4x6 area out of the roof and hang new drywall and get that patched up and replaced. I'm going to have to cut out part of this wall here because I want to check for water damage behind it. My grandbabies and daughter stay with me, and this was actually the grandkids' rooms. So you know, we got to get back there and make sure there ain't no mold has started growing behind this sheetrock. And as you can see, even the shop suffered. That was very, you know, that's the front room right where my radios are kept, and this is the doorway going out, and the ceiling started collapsing in there. So got a lot of work to do to that. You know, and as more money come in, the more stuff I can get done. I've already got most of this tore out and fixed at the moment. I just got to do some more roofing work up there and then do some repainting in the front. So, you know, ever since we've been back, we've been doing a lot of repair work and yard cleaning. And I mean, I spent 2 days just cleaning up in the yard. It was, you know, stuff, limbs, trash, everything you could think of it blown up into the yard. Just to show you how far the water had gotten, this is standing in my driveway looking down the road, and you can see how much of my driveway has washed down the highway. But you can see just right here where the water starts, so you know, a good 150 foot or so from the house. And like I say, we up on the hill, so we managed pretty good. No water just couldn't get here. That was the biggest thing. We actually took a ride in to get to this part about the day of the crest of the river. So you know, thank God for boats. So in the last video, when I did the aftermath, we had drove across the river, and this is a picture of that. And just so you know, this bridge is about 28 foot or so off the riverbed, and that water is probably about 6 foot from the bottom of the bridge. And at any given time during the summer, you can walk across this river. It's just ain't hardly any water up in this area here. It's usually pretty shallow. Just some places, you know, 2.5, 3 feet, but most of the place you can walk across it up in this this area right here by the bridge. The boat ramp is just over to the right there. So, you know, before the big storm, we had several projects going on, and the main project was the FT101. And I had a lot of footage already done on the radio that I was going to come back and edit and put together and try to get uploaded. Another project was the homemade single tracer here. And as you see, it's just a set of PC speakers that has been joined together. That way, you know, you got stereo sound, and a BNC connector and coupling caps inside. And it works real well with the old ICO scope demodulator probe. So it works real good for going in the radio and you know, picking off singles and checking and so forth. Another thing that I had started on schematics and board layout, was a reproduction kit that I wanted to build. There was another website that I go in sometime, and they were talking about it. We started talking about building one, and that's about the old Cynator, and well, you know, Helper S-101. And actually what it is a cyanide meter, and I have decided to try to put one together from scratch. Now, the only cyanide meter that I have in the shop is what's built into the IFR, and you know, it works okay. But I've been having problems with that circuit, and I just haven't had time to get in there and fool around with it. So I was going to go ahead and build a clone of the Cynator. And you know, there's your schematic and the board layout. But actually what I wanted to do was take this circuit and reduce it down to surface mount components, so it can be put on a smaller board. So I'm going to have to completely restart back over on this. And the reason for that is my old computer that I use out here. It's an old Dell. You know, it's been a good computer. It's a fast computer. It's done a good job over the last 2 years out here. Now, you know, recently I lost one of my laptops that was out here, and we got that fixed, and it went down again. So unfortunately that laptop is now gone. We won't be messing with it no more. But what we was viewing the pictures on a while ago was the laptop I bought last year that I usually keep in the house and do a lot of video editing on. But I did most of my video editing on this machine, and it actually has 2 hard drives in it, and like I say, it was pretty fast computer, and it did a good job. So you probably say, okay, what's going on? What are you talking about? What's happening? Well, the thing is, when we left, I had this computer shut down, and we lost power several times out here. And for some reason, sometimes when you turn the mains off and back on, even if the computer was off, this computer will boot back up. It was just a fluke thing that it would do from time to time. Well, while we was gone, I guess it went into a reboot cycle multiple times, and it wasn't long after that before bad things started happening. And looking here at the motherboard, we can see several things here. As you can see, we got a bunch of capacitors over here, and we got a bunch over here, and quite a few back here. Well, we actually have 15 capacitors, and you can see the tops are bulged out on every one of them. And all those in the back, with the exception of these 2. Rest of them all gone. And you know, anytime a computer boots up and automatically, when it gets to post and shuts down and reboots again, it's not long before your hard drive is going to start failing. And some of the 5-volt rail on this motherboard had got up to over 27 volts. So the main hard drive that had all my video on it for future videos is now toasted and is no more good. So I have got to sit down and work on getting another good computer out here. I'm not going to attempt to even go in and rebuild this motherboard, because you know, there's no telling what else is gone out in it, and it's an older board anyway. But like I say, it was a good computer, and you know, it got the job done. But yeah, time for a new computer now. I got my old HP out here, and this computer's probably 6 or 7 years old, and while I was sitting there talking a while ago about the motherboard, I went ahead and clicked on internet, and as you can see, it still ain't completely came up yet. This thing is a dinosaur and needs to be buried. I thought the only thing I used it for was up front in the radio room for on QRZ to check call signs and log contacts and stuff, but I brought it in here and hooked it up and thought maybe I could get by, you know, with just a machine in here to use. But it's not going to cut the cake. It's way too slow, even too slow for using it as schematics. So yeah, time for some new computers. I'll just have to see what I can do after all the repair work is completely done, you know. Just, you know, might look at a couple of new ones or look at some refurbs or something. But yes, kind of tough losing all the information that I lost, but you know, it is what it is. We get to start over and do some more experimenting and troubleshooting, and I'll try to get some of it back like I had before, and go ahead and get some more videos posted up. And another item that's we're gonna have to go in and do some troubleshooting too is my Astron VS50M. This was the one that was in the front room that I used to run DC powered radios off of. I'm not sure if it got wet or what happened to it. You know, I haven't even opened it up yet, but it's no longer outputting any voltage. So we're going to have to get this tore down and do a little troubleshooting in the future and find out what caused it. I did take another power supply up front that I don't like using to run radios off of, and that's an old Pyramid. But I mean, the supply works good, it's just that I don't really trust them. I like the Astrons a little better. So we'll get into this one here sometime in the near future. Today is really the first day back in the shop, and only because I just need to get out here and do a few things. You know, the repairs on the house and the stuff had to be done temporarily. But we'll get back out in the shop and we'll get some more stuff done soon. Anyway, just want to, you know, get a short video update of what's going on, where we at, and where we're going to be at here in the near future. So with that, we're going to let you go, and we'll catch you in the next video.